back at Matthewson's.
Bonjour, bonjour, bonjour.
A contender for our second renovation has recently been dropped off at the garage.
Le sacre bleu.
So far, we obviously suspect it's French, recognise it as very unusual, but nobody has a clue what it is.
What we got?
Yeah, what have we got, Derek?
Well, that's the problem. We don't know because we can't read what it says on there. He's got no documents for it, so we haven't any idea. But it's an interesting bit of kit, in as much as they're obviously pedal start, but 2 chains. So the pedals there run that offside chain. There she goes. And as a primary chain, you've actually got a fan belt. So it's fan belt run from the engine, and from there to your back wheel, you've got your standard chain. And on the other side, you've got solely, a pedal chain.
It's a bit weird, clearly rare, and for all we know, valuable. We're going in.
Lot number 236, the French Moped. We're not actually too sure what it is, but all I do know is it's absolutely lovely. Where then? We're going to be with this unusual bit of kit. 500, down here on my right, 500, 600, 600 pounds, 625, 650, 675, 700, 725, 750, 775. Now you see the man on the internet that knows exactly what that is. 800 pound, 825, there you are. He's telling us, isn't he? 850, 875, 875, there you go. What do you want, 900 pounds in the room and selling 900 pounds, well done. And that's gone to the Bangers and Cash team.
We've decided to ship this one out to Huddersfield and one of Yorkshire's best bike fettlers. For owner Josh Thompson, it's not exactly what he's used to.
We specialise in prestige performance motorbikes. We're very, very fast. All the bikes here will break the speed limit in first gear. When the weather's nice on a weekend, you want to get out on something that's just going to, tear your hair off.
As opposed to our 50cc moped, which doesn't look like it could tear the skin off a rice pudding.
I've never seen one before. I don't know what it is. I think it'll struggle to pull us up a hill on it, really. But we'll have to see what happens.
Mechanic Chris Homer.
A bit heavy for you.
Has volunteered to take it on.
Just tightening the front wheeling so it don't fall off at bench.
Have you seen anything like this before?
Not in my lifetime. Well, it's going to be fun to ride, if not else, isn't it? I mean, I've grown up racing motocross and road racing, and I don't think it'd be as scary as like a Hayabusa doing 200 mile an hour and then trying to stop, but, it'd be easy to jump off, I guess, if you got into a little bit of trouble.
Many bikes like this had 2-stroke engines. A tiny amount of oil, usually from a small tank, is mixed with the petrol from a larger one.
This is going to be a fuel tank, and that's going to be a 2-stroke. If you see around here, there's a block splitter, which will basically drip feed 2-stroke oil to mix in with the petrol and then feed into the engine like that. This can allow you to set how much 2-stroke oil's running through it.
For this project, we've decided to keep the bike original, apart from some light recommissioning. We would quite like it to work, though.
When we're trying to get it running, make sure 1, it's got a spark, 2, it's got airflow going to it, and 3, that it's got fuel going to it. If you've got all them 3 things, chances are it's going to run.
In Huddersfield, superbike expert Chris is about to get stuck into the moped that has no name.
So first things first, we'll whip the top off the carburettor, because fuel has a tendency to gunk up carburettors, and especially jets get blogged. Now looking at this, it still looks pretty clean, so we'll bob that back in.
For now, Chris has just mixed some new petrol with oil to go in the main tank. The second tank will be checked later.
Right, there's nothing coming through, so we've either got a blockage in the tank here or we've got a blockage in one of these pipes. So we should essentially have fuel going through this part of it. Right, yeah, now we've actually got fuel coming through from the tank.
Last up, the spark plug. If this doesn't function, the fuel-air mix can't ignite, so the engine won't run.
Yep, we've got a spark there.
Thanks to Chris, our moped should, in theory, now start. But there's only one way to find out.
I've got to push down on this pedal.
Yeah.
And then as that one comes up, you push down on that one, because they've got to both be turning in sync.
Having spent £900 buying it, no parts required, and just £96 for 2 hours of Chris's time, we could be onto a winner. If we just knew what it was. It may be the other end of the spectrum to a modern-day superbike, but what this 60-year-old moped can offer is a window into the past. And you get to look very French.
Thinking of when people used to ride these, there was not many roads, they'd all been bombed out in war, so it was all like, I would imagine, cobble track and dirt paths. How people used to ride these for miles on end, my hands are vibrating. But I suppose the made do it were better than walking, wasn't it, back in the day? I suppose it's essentially what we've got with e-bikes and everything now, you know, people are zipping around on those, and it's saving having to put all the effort in. It just gives you that bit more grunt to get them extra miles without turning up somewhere absolutely shattered. The buzz I get from working on bikes is you can't get it. You know, it's something I've grown up with, something I enjoy doing. So I've never worked on one of these. So you know, as crazy as this seems to me, you know, I appreciate everything for what it is.
Our mystery moped is now finished. It's fully functional, and apart from some cleaning and tightening, still original. With the auction just around the corner, it really is long overdue for us to find out exactly what it is. To that end, we've brought it to the famous Squires Cafe in North Yorkshire. This former milk bar has been a biker's mecca since the 50s.
It's come from a European country, definitely.
I'm very intrigued. It's French. If you look at the light, it's a yellow light. They only had that in France. My first thoughts was Puck.
A very common make of bike in France, but surprisingly that would make it Austrian.
Friend's writing on the seat. It's got an Italian speedometer and a Delorto carburation, which is Italian. Italian and French, they're not that far apart really, are they?
True enough, but overall a bit of uncertainty amongst the visitors. That is, until Roger Raymond arrives.
I know people who are in the biking world. I'm quite sure that this will be moto bécane, because bécane is French word for bicycle, une bécane.
The name on the frame looks shorter, but for now we're going with Roger's suggestion. And it's looking promising that we may actually recoup the £1,000 we've spent.
2 or 3 grand, but it's obviously worth a lot more, do you know what I mean?
A few days later, though, Roger's back with the confession.
I'd made a boo-boo.
Right.
I posted it on my Facebook to my friends. One of them came back to me and said, Roger, I think you may have got it wrong here. It's actually a Derny. It is French, 49cc, 1955, which we know it is.
The Derny is actually a pace bike, first introduced in 1938 to make the Paris to Bordeaux cycle race more exciting. Thanks to its slipstream, speeds climb to about 40 miles per hour. The reason it has a flywheel and a pedal chain is to allow small increments in speed, reducing the chance of riders piling into the back of it. The business stopped trading in 1958, but the name Derny lives on to this day as the collective term for pace bikes. Similar machines can still be seen in velodromes, leading the way in competitions such as the Kieran.
It's quite a rare machine.
It is a rare machine. It is an iconic machine. My sentimental and nostalgic, emotional eye tells me it's worth about 3 grand.
That's very kind of you, Roger. If you'll write me a cheque now.
The Derny cost us £990 to buy, including tax and commission. To do it up, we spent £318, which means our break-even is just over £1,300.
Lot number 75, the circa 1955 Derny Cyclomoteur. Where got a bid with me here now?
500 here.
Bid with me, 500 on the internet, 500, 550 with me, 550, 600, £600 only. 700 pound and away. 700 pound on the internet, 700. 700, 800, 800, 850, 900 pound, 950. 950 pound we're submitting. £1,000 worth every penny. 1100, 1150, £1,200.
Derek,
gonna submit it.
Derek, £1,250.
£1,250 provisionally. Rob's the bidder. £1,250. Provisional £1,250. Thank you for your bidding, gents.
It's a loss of £58. We'll take it. But Derek thinks we might have been a bit shortchanged.
A little disappointing. I would have expected that to make a tiny bit more. Its originality was just beyond belief. I think another 150, 200 quid would have been bang on.